me, get the keys to the kingdom.
Folk in this city won't drive across the street. But hallelujah. All right. All right. All right, to the 12 tribes, we salute you. And to those who have been adopted into this glorious family and grafted into this glorious tree, we salute you. There's a word in Jeremiah as we travel through the book of Jeremiah. We have to look at certain things that sort of jump off the text. And the word today in chapter 5, I want to begin at chapter 11 because there's something here that is incredible, and it is incredible as it speaks to us today. For the house of Israel, did y'all hear that? Talking about Israel. That's the 12 tribes in the north, 10 tribes in the north. And the house of Judah, that represents the 2 tribes in the south, Judah and Benjamin, along with Levi, who was hanging around. For the house of Israel and the house of Judah, the north and the south, have dealt, it's right here, treacherously. Are you serious? I thought the children of Israel were your chosen people. And I thought Judah was the apple of your eye. I mean, it's right here. This verse is interesting. For the house of Israel, that means the family, and the house of Judah, that's the family, that's the 2, that represents all 12 tribes, have dealt treacherously against me. Wait a minute, they're not for him, they're against him. It's in the Bible, I'm reading it. Saith Yahuwah. Verse 12, they have belied the Lord. They have belied the Most High Yah. Can I tell you what belied means? They lied. Who is lying? Israel and Judah. Lying on Yah. And this is what they said. Everything that Jeremiah is preaching is false. This ain't God talking. That's Jeremiah. Can you hear this? It don't sound like what they're saying about me. This ain't the Most High Yah speaking. That's just Marv. I mean, ain't nothing changed, right? I'm reading what he wrote. That's why I said I couldn't believe it. I can't believe this is really in here. He's quoting what the people are saying against the preacher. And this is what they're saying. This message is not coming from the Most High. Neither shall evil come upon us. Can you hear the preachers in Judah and the preachers in Israel during service saying, don't listen to Jeremiah because Yah haven't said nothing about no destruction and evil and all that. We're going to be blessed and highly favored, and we're going to be the head and not the tail, and blah, blah, blah. Can you almost hear it? And they said, neither shall evil come upon us. Then they said this. Now look how impossible it was for them to understand this, and this is how impossible it is for us to understand it today. They said, neither shall we see sword or famine. Here comes this preacher, Jeremiah, talking about sword and famine, hard times, captivity, Blah, 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 blah. God ain't said none of that. We ain't about to see sword or famine. That's what they said. So today's sermon, I want to speak from the subject, lying preachers. Sit down, that's it. I'm talking about lying preachers. Preachers lying to the people. Boy, that's rough right there. I can feel them going to click me off right now. Turn it off. Turn it off. We don't want to hear nothing about no lying preacher. No. You need to listen to this one. I want to talk about lying preachers, lying prophets, lying pastors that are lying, and they are liars. Oh, I know in our tradition, we are not supposed to say anything negative about the man of Yah. We call that touching Yah's anointed. But may I say this? I'm not talking about those who have been anointed and appointed by the Most High Yah. I'm talking about these folk who are using their talent and their skill, watch this, and their power of persuasion, and sometimes, Javon, their looks, to lie to the people of the Most High Yah. I really hate to admit this, but the problem, the source of problem, the reason that we're in the condition we're in today as Yah's chosen people rests primarily because of lying preachers. Our main problem today is not lying politicians. The problem with the children of Israel does not rest in the fact that we have a lying president. For you can't be president of the United States of America if you don't lie. How many of y'all thought that the presidents always told the truth? Oh, okay, I was just checking. I thought I wanted to change my sermon for a minute. If y'all thought these presidents are telling the truth. The problem with our people does not rest in a satanic Supreme Court. It's not the reason that our people are in the trouble they're in. Oh, I can hear you all across the country saying, no, the problem is the powers that be. The police are the problem. They shooting us in the street. And if the police would just act right, our people would be better. Well, I'm just standing here to tell you, it's not the police that's your problem. As a matter of fact, if you wasn't in a situation and a condition and an atmosphere so full of problems in the first place, you wouldn't need the police. I don't have them in my neighborhood. Oh, that's the truth. I'm not saying I live in a perfect place. I live in the country, but guess what? In all of the 20-mile radius of where I live is one sheriff, and I think he's volunteer. I don't want to preach that sermon right now, but one is because everybody out there where I live, number one, we mind our own business. I'm just trying to talk about where I stay. Watch this. Number two, everybody out there is packing heat. Every house is armed. You got to be crazy to drive out in the country trying to steal a car or steal a bicycle or try to rob somebody at gunpoint. If you don't come with an army, you better kind of stay away, because everybody where I live, amen, is, all right, that's not my message. I'm just trying to show you, obviously the police can't be the problem with our people. I'm not saying they're not a problem in some areas, but not the problem. The problem with the children of Israel, the bloodline descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, today is the same problem that it was in the time of Jeremiah. Lying preachers. Lying pastors. Preachers and pastors that are not telling the truth. They're lying. I tried to get a better word. I looked it up in the Bible, and it said belied. And I said they be lying. They're lying. They're lying. They're just telling a lie. And there's a reason that they're telling a lie. Some of them actually believe the lie. But today, because I'm so vocal, most of them are not believing that the lie anymore. They're protecting the lie, because the lie is making them money. They're not going to tell you the truth because they don't want to go broke. As a matter of fact, I hear them talking. They say, if I start telling the truth, I'm going to be broke like Moreh. If I tell the truth, folk going to walk out of my church just like they walked out of Moreh's church. If I tell the truth, I'm going to lose revivals, and I'm not going to be able to be called from place to place, just like Moreh is lost revivals and is not called from place to place. If I start telling the truth and I get away from the lies, then what am I going to do at my anniversary? I got my eye on the Mercedes and the Jaguar, and on my anniversary, if I start telling folk the truth, they're not going to bring me no money on my anniversary. So therefore, because they love the lie more than the truth, I'll just keep preaching the lie so I can keep getting paid. Now, if there was no end and no day of judgment, if there was no day of Jacob's trouble, if there was no tribulation, if there was no great tribulation, if there was no time when you had to stand before the judge and give an account of the deeds done in the body, if there was no day of reckoning, if there was no appointed unto man a day once to die, if there was none of that, then I would say, then go ahead, keep the lie going. I mean, you pimping, this person pimping, we all pimping. So since we all pimping together, let's just keep the pimp lie going. But the problem with the pimping is there is a time when you're going to have to stand before the maker. Oh, wait, watch this. And give an account. But because people like now, and they don't want to handle and deal with the then. I'm saying something. We like now. We don't like then. We like now. We try to put off the then. In other words, let me handle right now, and I'll let then worry about then. But the Bible says, in the last days, there are going to be people claiming to be this and claiming to be that and teaching this and teaching that. And he said, and when it's all over, he said, then I'll say unto them, depart from me. Why do we have to put up with these lying preachers? And because they've been placed here for the now. But it's also preserving them for the then. Did y'all catch that? Did you understand what I'm saying? Now is more important to most preachers than then. So guess what? It's not a preacher. There's not a preacher with a fifth grade education that cannot work a computer, hit a button, and answer pretty much any biblical question like, is Sunday as a day of Sabbath rest endorsed in the scripture? And the answer is no. The day that has been endorsed in scripture since creation is the Shabbat. Matter of fact, when we look at the laws given to us by our Most High, that are forever, by the way, he connects a very interesting word to the Shabbat. It's the word remember. First he said, thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not. Then he says, remember. Wait, thou shalt not, no other God. Thou shalt not, take my name. Thou shalt not make any more grave memories. Remember. Now what have we done? Forgot. He said, remember the Shabbat. But in time, what do? We forgot the Shabbat. So Yeshua shows up and he does what? Remembers the Shabbat. As a matter of fact, he comes up and he goes into worship on the Shabbat because that was his what? Custom to do so. We're supposed to be doing what? Following him. Rabbi Shaul said, he is our Shabbat. Somebody goes, well, if he is our Shabbat, then don't that mean we can forget the day? I'm like, whoa, this is heavy. So you get a lying preacher. That's what you got to have. Because it's not going to be endorsed in the mind of the people until there's some preacher willing to preach the lie. So that they can say, my pastor said. And in today's day, the pastor's voice, watch this, because of the Catholic tradition, because of Catholicism and the mindset of Catholicism, where the Pope's word as the vicar of God, he's able to establish rule in the church by his own word. The pastors and preachers now, following that same tradition, believe they can establish rule by their words. If there's anybody in here that understand what I'm saying, it might be tough, but it's the truth. They will actually, if you really pin them down, you know what they'll actually have to say? They'll say, well, the Bible don't teach it, but we do it in honor of the resurrection. See how they put that biblical, that little spiritual thing on it to where it makes you feel like, oh, okay, I see how you can disobey the fourth commandment. Matter of fact, let's just take it out. It don't matter no more. But every time I get around some of these preachers and ask them about it, and they say, well, that don't matter no more because Yeshua has come. when I flip their Bible open and turn it to the, because I asked them to do it, because I don't want to think I did it. When I turn it to Exodus chapter 20, are y'all still in the room with me? When I flip the page, I noticed that not one of these preachers has taken scissors to page. I'm like, if you don't believe it, why is it still in here? They won't cut it out, which means this. They know what's right, but they're lying to keep getting paid. I've been up here long enough, but I'm going to show you something. I just want to talk about the Shabbat, but I want to talk about more than that. But what every preacher has to do to keep preaching the lie is he has to call the true preacher a liar. Do you get that? You cannot just preach a lie and just keep your lie going, because Yah is always going to have some preacher somewhere telling the truth. In this case, he chose Jeremiah. Before Jeremiah, he had Isaiah. And Isaiah and Jeremiah had the exact same experience. All of the true preachers and prophets of Yah have the same exact experience. They get a word about the people, and that word comes from the Most High, and they have to go either to the king or to the priest or to the leadership and tell them, hey, we are off base, and we got to get back on. And what happens is the people will always have a preacher that will say, we ain't off base. We ain't got to get back on nowhere. Everything is cool. Everything is right. Everything is okay. Now, here is the irony, Javon. I just want you to see it. The false and fake preachers always outnumber the true ones. By its very nature, the devil calls way more Hebrews to preach than the Most High. The Most High called one every now and then. But it seemed like every time a Hebrew get busted and go to prison, he come out a preacher. Okay, y'all, okay, maybe okay, all right. I don't know if we in the room, y'all want me to stop? I mean, am I right or wrong? Am I telling the truth? So you have all these, hold on, I want to get off base here. The preachers are lying to the people. That's why the people are lying on Yah. Because in our mind, the preachers say it's higher than the Bible. It's higher than the manuscript. And there's a real problem. Ooh, woo. Aki, there's a problem. When you think your preacher is more informed than Moses, you taking your preacher over Moses, you got a problem. You think your pastor knows more. I'm trying to say something here. Than King David. You're going to put your pastor up next to Isaiah. Isaiah said that when the Most High reigns in the millennium, he's talking about the end of time, the time that have not yet come, the time when the Hamashiach will come back and reign 1,000 years. Isaiah said, in that day, when he comes back, he's killing everybody who's eating swine's flesh. Watch this. And the abomination and the mouse. That's why I got a Bible. Don't take my word for it. Oh, your preacher say, Paul said, that don't matter. Paul didn't say that. Tell you something, I done read Paul so many times, trying to find out if he ever said that. If he did say it, he wouldn't be in this book. Because you cannot contradict. Isaiah 66. Verse 16. Oh, 15. Talking about the return of the master. How many of y'all believe he's coming back? Amen. You know how we know he's coming back? Because it's written in Isaiah he's coming back. The idea of him coming back is not New Testament. The idea of him coming back is Torah. It's in the Tanakh. For behold, Yahuwah will come with, talk back, fire, verse 15. This is Isaiah 66. Yashayahu 66, verse 15. For behold, Yahuwah will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. He's coming back upset and rebuking. It's in the Bible. We're talking about the return of the Messiah now. Not the first coming, talking about the second coming. For by fire and by his sword will Yahuwah plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahuwah shall be, talk back, wait, one or two. Oh no, he's going to kill a whole lot of people when he comes back. It's right here. Matter of fact, one of the pictures of Yeshua is a man with dyed garments. And the dye is the blood that is splashed on him in the battle. He actually refers to that battle as walking through a wine press. Watch this. I'm going to read it slow so everybody can catch it. It's Isaiah. They that sanctify themselves. That means, this is not Yah setting them apart, but this is them setting themselves apart, saying, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do it like this. They put themselves apart. It's right here. And purify themselves. Wait, this is not Yah purifying them. This is going through what they consider to be a purification ceremony. In the midst, eating. Oh, don't go quiet on me now. I'm talking about the eating swine's flesh. What's the next word say? And the abomination. And the next word. I done told y'all, the swine, the abomination, and the mouse is all the same thing. He said, okay, when he sees them, he's going to say, oh, that looks so good. Can I have some? I'm so glad y'all eating this swine, and I'm so happy that you all are eating the abomination and the mouse, because you know it's the New Testament. It's the millennium. I've risen from the dead. I cleaned all the meat. So you know what? You can eat whatever you want. I'm so happy. Let's hold hands and have a word of prayer over this beautiful swine and this marvelous abomination. And the way you prepared those scampi and the way you've got those mice legs, you know, to perfection. My goodness, can we just have a word of prayer here and just thank our Abba Yah for this wonderful meal you've created? Because this is the New Testament, and I'm risen from the dead. And you know, since I've been risen and I've been on the right hand of the Father, all meat is cool now. You can eat what you want. It's all, hey, pray for it, right? It's good. Let's see what Yeshayahu said. Not what your pastor said. Not what you think Paul said, because that's not what Paul said. Let's look at the manuscript and see what happened. Let's just see. Let's see. Can we? shall be consumed together. Wait, saith who? Whoa. Wait, Isaiah wrote it, but Yah said it. Now, unless you calling him a liar, you're going to have to deal with that passage. Unless you calling Yoshiyahu a lie, but guess what? Yoshiyahu said, I didn't write this. Yahuwah wrote it. He told me to write it. It says, thus saith Yahuwah. Somebody lying. It ain't Yah. Do you really think he would do it? It don't matter what I think. Do you really think he'd kill somebody for it? It don't matter what I think. By the way, why are you asking me? Well, you a pastor, ain't you? See, there you go again. Trying to put the pastor above the word so that you can feel good about doing evil. Now, I'm going to take my chances with the book. Rick, I don't know how long I've been up here, but I'm going to read through this, and then we're going to go. I'm going to read verse 7, going back to Jeremiah. How shall I pardon you for this? I don't know how my pardon. Because your children have forsaken me. Verse 7. And sworn by them that are no gods. You got your children around here praying to Santa Claus and writing letters to him and trying to be good because you told him that he's got a list and he's checking it twice, trying to find out who's naughty and nice. So you got your kids all messed up, thinking about tooth fairies, putting things under pillows, and leprechauns putting gold at the end of rainbows, and fairy godmothers with this pixie dust. And you've got, y'all in here with me? You got Easter eggs and bunnies and stuff, and you keep telling your kids, and it's all just make-believe. You dress them up like a demon and a devil and give them baskets and have them go around the people talking about trick or treat. And then you wonder why when they're older, they're telling men trick or treat. I wish you could understand what I'm trying to get over to you on this Shabbat. Your children are all messed up because you have introduced to them other gods. Now, it don't matter if you think they're gods or not. The fact of the matter is, when you do 8th grade, no. I'm not gonna put the 8th graders down like that. When you do 4th grade research on any of those satanic quote unquote holidays, you're going to find a root in paganism. But when you do 3rd grade research on the biblical feasts, they all have their root in Torah. Hold on. He said, and when I was still so kind that I fed them. Yeah, my people was tripping. They were celebrating all these crazy feasts and holidays. They weren't keeping none of my days. And I still fed them. They got full. They got fat. Then they committed adultery. Oh, wait a minute. Why is that in the list? Because that's part of the 10 Commandments. Remember, thou shalt not have any other gods. That was the first one. But then there's a commandment that says, thou shalt not commit adultery. But you've got pastors and preachers not only engaged in adultery themselves, talking about we under grace, and as long as you ask for forgiveness, it's all right. Oh, I ain't talking about something I didn't know. I've been through it. I've been caught up in it myself. I know what this is about. I know the game, the in, the out. I know what's happening. Look at this, he said. They were full and they committed adultery. The biggest problem amongst our people in religious circles to this very day is fornication and adultery, sexual impurity. Why? Because it goes along with the idol gods and the fake and false gods of today. Why do you think the Supreme Court said it's all right for a man to be married, which gives him legal rights to go into no, I said I was going to keep everything biblical. To work that which is unseemly. Work it. Hold on. That's what the book says. Now y'all got a problem with that? That's Romans. In the Bible. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. Mo told me to be more considerate, more passionate. Wait a minute. Watch this. They commit adultery and have assembled themselves. I'm gonna go quick now. By troops. They get it together and go into harlots' houses. You know what's the biggest thing going on amongst our people right now? Harlot houses. Except we don't call them harlot houses today. We call them clubs. And everybody is in the club. Grandma in the club. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. The Hebrew grandmamas is going to the club, meeting their daughters. Grandma and daughter in the club. Who's watching the baby? Hold on. But you would think I'm just talking about grandma, but grandpa is in the club. Styling and profiling, leaning and gleaning in the clubs. I'm talking about, he's grandpa though. He's really a real grandfather with grandchildren. But yet he's still getting dressed on Friday or Saturday. Are y'all in this room with me? And the reason that they're doing it is because the preacher told them. Man, God ain't that hard, man. You do what you want to do, man. It ain't like that. Besides, all you got to do is ask for forgiveness, man, when you get up in the morning after you done slept with 2 or 3 holes, man. Take a bath, man, and tell the Most High you sorry, even though you know you finna get up the next day. I wish I had somebody in the house of Israel and Judah listening to me right now. It's in here. They do it by troops. That means they gang up to go. Hebrews will pack out a car, because you know they try to save on gas, to go in a group to the whorehouse. And you know how they are, verse 8? Like fed horses in the morning. Fed horses, when they wake up in the morning, all they can think about is getting with the mare next door, getting with the female horse. It speaks of them neighing. You know, a horse starts neighing when he wants to have sex with the other horse. He says the problem is this. The word picture here in Hebrew is the yelling or the deep sound that comes forth from the throat when you become passionate. Can I just say it like this without it being rated 2R or 2X? It's the sound that you make when you're having sex. That's that sound, the neighing sound. It's that loud grunting and huffing and puffing. Watch this. But it's not toward you, your wife. All that passion and that feeling should be towards your mate. But that's not what the book says. It says they have that kind of passion and they have that kind toward their neighbor's wife. Is anybody in this room? And you know why they feel like it's all right? Because the preacher. Yeah, the preacher's doing it. The preacher. Matter of fact, all the preacher's buddies know. They all looking at the different women in the church. You see her? Ooh. You see her? Oh my God. Negroes will lose their breath. A certain sister walked by with a certain dress on, 2 touches. Oh my God. Whoo. And some of them will mess around and speak in tongue when they see it switch out. They say, ha shamalama, ha ma shamalama. So what's wrong with you, man? Nothing. I just need some time. Did you just neigh after your? Did you just neigh after your neighbor's wife? Just how y'all feeling right now, exactly what the Most High was dealing with, and that's why I got to get to my close. Verse 9. Shall I not visit for these things? This is what Most High is saying. You mean tell me that I just should let this go? These my people doing this foolishness, following other gods, frequenting whorehouses and clubs. They get fed at night. All they can think about in the morning is getting with their neighbor's wife. And you think I shouldn't, as the Most High and as their Father, make a visit? You don't think I should go see him? You don't think I should talk to him? Oh, you think I should just leave him alone? That's what you're trying to tell me. That as the Most High, I just shouldn't even be concerned about, watch this, their business. Because that's what preachers tell me. What I do is my business. Can I say it again? Preacher lying to the people. Lying preachers. He said, I got to come back and visit, saith Yahuwah. And shall not my soul be avenged on a nation like this? I mean, don't you think I ought to do something to a nation that has gone crazy, wild? He said, go ye up on the walls and destroy it. In other words, this is him talking to the prophet saying, listen, go up to the great vineyards, go and tear it up. He said, I'm just going, might as well tear them up because they're not listening. But he gives permission to them. He said, but one thing you're not going to do, you can't kill them all. Verse 10. Go up on her walls and destroy, but make not a full end. In other words, I'm going to let the enemy come and tear down your walls and destroy your people, but I'm going to make sure that it will not be complete and utter destruction. There will be a small group that will survive. It happened in Babylon when they came. Remember, they killed a whole lot of Hebrews, but then they didn't kill them all. And then it happened when Rome came in 70 AD and sacked our holy city, Jerusalem. 600,000 died inside the city. That's not talking about all the folk died outside the city, and then how many thousands of them were killed and murdered as they were scattering all around the world. But guess what? He didn't get them all, because even in the midst of judgment, we see the Most High's grace. Take away her battlements, for they are not Yahuwah. Verse 11, for the house of Israel and the house of Yehudah, I made it to my point, hallelujah, have dealt treacherously with me. Oh wait, treacherous means they did this from an ill intent on purpose. They got together and all decided, this is how we're going to do it. This is how we finna get paid. They all lied on the Most High. Folk want Christmas, give them Christmas. They They want Easter eggs? Give them Easter eggs. They want Mother's Day programs? Give them Mother's Day. They want pigs? Let them eat pig. They want to worship on Sunday? Let them worship on Sunday. They want their neighbor's wife? Tell them grace is cool. You can be all right. You're going to be all right. Just whatever the people want, just give it to them. Let them have it. And then the people will look at my video. They can't help it. I told you I'm the voice to the nation. No. I'm a voice, not the voice. I'm a voice to the nation. So therefore, everybody in authority has to watch my video at least once. They have to. So when they do it, then what happens is they then are scared. If my people see this, then they're going to question me. So what they immediately do is say, he's a false preacher. He's a false prophet. God don't care about no day of worship. God don't care about what you eat. God, they 500 pounds, sloppy, sweating. God ain't concerned about who you sleeping with. God ain't concerned about, and they go on and on and on and on, but not one time are they able to produce one verse that contradicts the word. And the reason they cannot bring one verse is because you're never going to find in this Holy Bible one verse that says it's all right to sin. You're trying to tell Rabbi Shaul, he said, are y'all talking about continuing in sin so grace could abound? I don't even understand what you're talking about. God forbid your brain even go there. Quit lying on Paul. Trying to turn him into some kind of anti-Torah preacher. Lost my spot. Okay. All right, here it is. They lied on me. That's what I'm getting. These people are lying on Yah, and they're telling him that Yah is not going to do nothing. Evil's not coming, and there's no sword, and there's no famine. Ain't that exactly what they're telling them, America? Don't listen to Marv, man. Ain't nothing finna happen to this country. Do you know how big our military is, man? Ain't nothing finna happen to us. Don't you know where we're located? This is the breadbasket of the whole world. Ain't nothing gonna happen to us. Are you serious? You think the Most High is gonna let a sword take us? You think he's gonna let famine take us? Come on, this is the year 2015, man. We all got houses. We got cable TV. We got cell phones, iPhone 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 15. And 20. Here we got iPads, iTablets, tablet this, box this. Come on, y'all. We got Walmart and Kmart, and we've got Vons, and we've got Longs, and look at, we driving the Mercedes-Benz, we driving Lexus and Jaguars, and here come one preacher. You think that the Most High gonna listen to one preacher come trying to tell us that because we follow Ashtaroth and Baal and worship the devil on Halloween, and because we eat pigs and we eat this and we eat shrimp, you think because one preacher is saying it that all these other preachers are lying? Well, guess what? You can believe what you want to believe. I got news for you. Your words, verse 13, your words are wind, because the word, which is the very word, the devour, your word is not the true word of the Most High. So all you're doing is, can I tell you what Jeremiah called them? He said, all you preachers are simply windbags. You full of hot air. You're windbags. You're lying preachers. And guess what I'm going to do to you, Jeremiah? Say what? Because they are windbags, and because they don't speak for me, I'm going to put my word in you. And I'm going to make, watch this, their wind in them blow on the word that's in you. But the word that's in you will be fire. And if you want to make fire burn hotter, add hot air. So I'm going to make all the preachers that are lying, I'm going to make them the windbags that pushes the air. Y'all know what a windbag is. Pushes the air into the fire, which is your mouth. And out of your mouth will come fire. And the people, I'm going to turn them into wood. And it will be your words that will devour them. That's why they're mad. That's why they're upset. That's why they don't want to hear. Because it hurts. Every word I speak, cutting somebody, burning somebody, slapping somebody, chastising somebody, hurting somebody's feeling. Why? Because I got exposed to lies. Because just because you can't see it don't mean I can't see it. My eyes have seen the glory. I told y'all this before. Of the coming of Yahuwah. I've seen the judgment. He's coming back. The song was right when he said he's trampled out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He's already loosed the fateful lightning of his terrible swift sword. I've seen it already. And just like Jeremiah, my head is like a fountain. My bowels, which is my gut, will not relax. It pains me to know that judgment is coming and my people are going to be destroyed. Only because they don't want to turn back to the Torah because their preacher told them they don't have to. Yeshua said, turn back. The preacher said, don't turn back. That was Yeshua. You ain't got to follow everything the king said. Matter of fact, you know, I heard one preacher tell me that Yeshua was still under the Old Testament. And therefore, that's why he kept the laws. I said, wait, what? You don't have to follow Yeshua because he was following, can I tell you? But, okay, so what? You can't even respond to that. Like, y'all know I cuss a little, so I'll be wondering, where did you get that blank from? I don't know. You put me in a weird place because that makes me know that you don't know that he is the lawgiver himself. I mean, it makes me in a weird place. Now I'm looking at you strange now forever. I didn't come to destroy the law. You know why he didn't come to destroy it? Because you can't. You can't destroy law. How you going to do it? Go up to heaven and bring Christ down? And you go up there and sit on the throne and make your own rules? This law will stand when heaven and earth has passed away. If you're under a lying preacher, get out before it's too late. I'm not even going to tell you to come here first. I'm just telling you get out first. Clear your head. And if he asks, say, man, why'd you leave? Or sister, why'd you go? Say, well, I couldn't take another lie. I just couldn't do it. I got too many questions that you just don't want to answer. And the man of the Most High is supposed to be teaching me what's in this book, not telling me that don't apply to me or that don't apply to us or that's outdated. The man is supposed to be showing me what this is all about. Person told me the other day, why are you going through the Bible? This is when I'm telling you about conversations, I'm trying to tell you what mainly preachers and pastors talk to me about. They say, you trying to teach from Genesis? You talking about from the beginning to the, you trying to go through the whole Bible? You know what he told me? You do know you're wasting your time. I said, I'm wasting my time doing what? Trying to teach the whole Bible. Because the Bible has already summed up what you need to teach. And I said, oh, really? What is it? Jesus Christ and him crucified. That's it. That's all you need to know. I say, well, if all I need to know is Jesus Christ and him crucified, why do I got 66 books here? Well, you can do that if you want to, but I'm just going to preach the same sermon every week. Jesus Christ and him crucified. You don't even know, first of all, his name is Yahushua, but we ain't going to get into that. That's way above your pay grade. But second of all, if you don't know the Hamashiach, you say he's the Christ, the Hamashiach. If you don't know the book, you don't even know if he qualifies to be Hamashiach. And you sure don't know what the crucifixion is for and what it means, nor do you know what the resurrection is all about. Well, that's what Paul said. Really? That's what you think Paul said? If that's all he was teaching, then why did he write 13 books? He could have just wrote one sentence to each church. Jesus Christ and him crucified. Jesus Christ and him crucified. Jesus Christ and him crucified. No, he said, now concerning this, brethren. Now concerning this, brethren. Oh, and about this, brethren. And when it comes to this, brethren. Oh, and by the way, when you do this, brethren. Oh, and know this, brethren. And don't be ignorant about this, brethren. And understand this, brethren. As it is written, brethren, as it is written, 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 as the prophet has said, as the prophet has said, as it is written, as it is written, as it is written. Give me a break, please. Okay, I'm done. Bow your head. Heavenly Father, deliver us from lying preachers. Deliver the preachers from lying preachers. And deliver